I know you have a lot of original thinking, so I'm trying to understand, can you give me one or more beliefs or thesis that you have in AI, which might be contrary to the popular belief?
Okay. Yeah. So um, it's more the contrary. So let me talk about the popular belief, right? AI is going to take over the world, right? So I'll see this on the family WhatsApp group maybe, or during a friendly conversation, or even somewhere else, right? Like, hey, I asked AI, are you going to take over the world, or how are you going to take over the world? And it said, oh, this is what I'm going to do, and it came out with a whole paragraph on what it's going to do. And I'm like, well, of course, you asked it a question, it gave you an answer, right? I mean, we've trained it on science fiction novels, we've trained it on literature that's been written, maybe even in non-fiction, right? Maybe the Soviets wrote some papers, maybe the Americans wrote, maybe the British wrote, the Indians wrote, Chinese wrote, French, who knows, right? We've trained this AI on all of these papers. And so when you ask a relevant question, it's going to search that body of knowledge and come up and stitch together an answer that best addresses the question you asked. So if you asked it, how will AI take over the world? Yeah, it will give you an answer. It doesn't mean it is sitting there planning to take over the world, right? So I try to explain to people, I try to dispossess this idea for the common man by saying, so imagine you had a search engine, right? Everyone's familiar with a search engine. So a search engine is a librarian that will go and put you in the right section of the library. Okay. And then you have to go through the shelves, the top 10 search results, the top shell, these are the 5 shelves, go look at it, right? You have to do the work yourself. AI is like a librarian that will select the top 5 books, blend them in, and present that book to you, right? And so it is a far superior search engine in some sense. Again, it is not a search engine. I'm just, simplifying things. But that is how that's how I kind of try to bridge the gap between the popular narrative that AI is trying to take over the world versus the really mundane explanation for why you get such an answer. It's a very boring answer, but so that's one big contrast between what I know or what I believe or what how it works versus what people think or they believe, right? So I hope that,
Yeah,
yeah.